At Jiangcheng's #1 vocational academy, after completing their theoretical studies, all students will awaken their talents today, and it is also the first day they will enter a dungeon. This young man is Lin Ye. Having been in this world for so long, he had only been looking forward to this day of awakening. Awakening a talent is crucial for a class user. The quality of talents is divided into common and rare tiers. There are also legendary demigod and mythical tiers. As for mythical grade talents, no human has ever awakened one. Sumu is a girl with a very curvy figure. She stands out among the young men and has a close relationship with Lin Ye. The moment Lin Ye patted Sumu's head made the other young men writhe with jealousy. It seems school life is just filled with the stench of envy. All this jealousy over a girl. The purple-haired youth number 1001 was the first to go up and awaken the rare grade talent Enhanced Strength. Everyone was amazed, thinking that number 1001 would surely be the top student of this exam. He was also extremely jealous of Lin Ye. Let's see what an orphan like you has to attract the attention of our goddess Mu Mu. Lin Ye heard them, but let them say what they wanted. His goal was to become the strongest anyway, simply because he wanted to protect Sumu. The teacher called his name. The young man confidently walked up to the magic circle. The wondrous thing before him was the place to awaken talents. He unexpectedly awakened a mythical grade class, a talent that had never appeared in history. The young man requested the system to hide it for now, so only he would know. Currently, Lin Ye is at level 1 with the power of reversal. It helps to reverse and enhance the power of all skills that affect oneself and can be toggled on or off at will. Furthermore, leveling it up can change the nature of the skill. The current enhancement effect is a 10% reduction in mana consumption. The current conversion effect is that buff effects become debuffs and debuff effects become buffs. The upgrade condition is that the user must reach level 10. It can reverse all effects cast upon me, and I can even toggle the talent at will. Does this mean the enemy can never defeat me? But if they only use normal attacks instead of skills, or if a priest tries to heal me, its effect would be completely detrimental. Is this just a self-harming talent? So that's why this talent has the option to be hidden. The moment the young man turned back, everyone was curious. The most curious one was Sumu, but he decided to hide it from her as well. Everyone just assumed that Lin Ye must have only awakened some shameful, trashy talent. A useless talent for a useless guy. The goddess really has poor taste falling for a loser like that. The next person to go up was Sumu. After awakening their talent, students would choose their class through the goddess statue. This was also the next thing Lin Ye had to do. Please select your desired class. The young man stood there thinking, if I follow the logic of being invincible to a certain degree then with reversal of heaven and earth. It is definitely a god-tier skill. I must maximize this talent's potential and compensate for its weaknesses. The young man had made his choice. Please reconfirm your class. Is it priest? You are currently the first student to choose to become a priest. After he confirmed his choice, the class change was finalized. Name Lin Ye, class priest. HP 100. If it drops below 80, you will enter an injured state and all stats will slightly decrease. If it drops below 30, you will enter a heavily injured state. All stats will moderately decrease. If it drops below 5, you will enter a near-death state and all stats will decrease significantly. If it reaches 0, you'll die. Mana value 100. Talent Reversal of Heaven and Earth. Mythical Grade. Stat Strength 4. Constitution 4. Intelligence 5. Spirit 5. Agility 4. You possess the skill Healing Art used on a single target unit. Summons Life Force to restore 50 HP for the target. Cooldown 5 seconds. Mana cost 10. Additionally, you have Purification Art used on a single target unit. Summons Elemental Spirits to restore 30 of the target's mana. Cooldown 12 seconds with no cost. Lin Ye decided to try it right away, activating Reversal of Heaven and Earth. The healing spell is thus reversed and used on a target unit to drain the opponent's life force, reducing their HP by 50 points with a 5-second cooldown and a cost of 9 mana points. Just as he imagined, the release skill reduces HP rather than dealing damage. It is not blocked by armor, making it equivalent to true damage. It's slightly weaker than a mage's skill damage, but if the enemy has magic resistance, he still has a clear advantage with the purification spell, which the young man initially thought was useless. But it can actually prevent a magic-type enemy from casting their ultimate skill at the last moment, revealing an opening. Following this line of thought, the battle strategy became very clear. He still needs to be careful with allies' buff and healing skills, while in the universe reversal state as an ally's buff would land a powerful blow on his body. The other students below immediately jeered at Lin Ye's choice. Just then, Sumu's result was revealed. Number 1233 Sumu awakened the legend-grade talent Bionic Tears, which summons otherworldly spirits to fight at that very moment. Everyone was in an uproar. Oh my god, did I hear that right? It's a legend-grade talent as expected of the goddess Mu, the only legendary talent so far. I wonder what class she'll choose. The goddess has always been at the top of the theory class, a true genius. How could a lowly priest be worthy of being with such a chosen one? He just wants to be the goddess's simp. Even so, they still had no idea what kind of talent Bionic Tears actually was. While everyone was buzzing, Sumu stood before the god statue and chose the mage class. Only the principal paid any attention to Lin Ye. That kid is special. It's been a long time since a student actively chose the priest class, and this young man certainly doesn't seem like he was forced into it. His choice is indeed quite interesting. The moment she finished choosing, Sumu ran straight over to show off to Lin Ye. I chose mage. Let's do dungeons together, but he refused, saying he had his own plans and that the Wolf Forest Novice Dungeon was open. After 10 groups of students had completed their talent awakenings and class changes and entered the dungeon, a purple-haired guy approached Lin Ye with a request. He wanted him to persuade Sumu to join his team, but Lin Ye flatly refused. The principal believed that cooperation in a dungeon was essential. Even with a great talent, it's hard to fight monsters alone. Young man, when facing monsters, you must put aside any grudges. Seeing the principal's implication, Lin Ye asserted, Principal, I hold no grudge against them. I just feel that clearing the dungeon solo yields more experience and better loot. Alone. How could you possibly do that as a priest? If you don't like that team, you can join another one. Don't gamble with your own life. After all, your status in the dungeon affects you in reality. If you face danger, you will truly die. But Lin Ye remained firm in his decision. He wanted to clear the dungeon himself because he knew he needed to level up quickly. That's why he had to go solo. Moreover, his god-grade talent couldn't be revealed before he was strong enough. This made the principal ponder even more. How can he be so confident? Dangerous novice trial dungeon party recommended. Do you wish to enter? The young man immediately confirmed and got started. This is the Wolf Forest Novice Dungeon for levels 1 to 3. A pack of bloodthirsty wolves lives in this forest. They have sharp teeth and claws, and if you get surrounded, there is no escape. This place is truly difficult for students entering a dungeon for the first time. Lin Ye calculated that as long as a team coordinated well, there would be no casualties, and just getting a B rank would already be an extremely outstanding achievement. There are healing springs along the path to restore health for the adventurers, ensuring safety for the novices. However, this also further diminishes the status of the priest class. But if someone who likes to take risks doesn't clear out all the wild wolves along the way, going deeper into this forest will lure them to one spot, but stepping into the forbidden zone means instant death in this dungeon. With a god-tier talent in hand, Lin Ye thought to himself. An ordinary score just wouldn't be enough for him. He decided he would enter that legendary forbidden zone. Now Lin Ye was deep inside the wolf forest. Everything was dark and hazy as a pack of wolves approached, ready to engage him. They are wild wolves, wandering social creatures that prefer to fight in groups. Their attacks have a bleeding effect and can inflict continuous damage. They were all level 1. Instantly, Lin Ye activated Universe Reversal and tested Healing Art on the first wolf. The Healing Art was reversed, dealing 50 points of damage. He took out the wild wolf without a scratch, earning 10 experience points. A pretty good start. The young man moved on to the next ones as their bites began to land. Rend was reversed, attacking Lin. Ye now restored an additional 20 HP. The bleeding effect was reversed. Lin Ye recovered plus 6 HP. The young man kept Universe Reversal active. By combining Purge Art with the reversed Dark Seal Art, he successfully created numerous chains that bound the wolf tightly. As expected, Dark Seal Art is extremely effective against these low-level monsters, with little mana making it incredibly potent. Another wolf charged forward frantically. He activated Healing Art again, dealing 50 points of damage to the wild wolf, killing it without taking any damage. He received 10 experience points. One small mob gives 10 experience points. At this rate, he thought, if I clear out all these small mobs, I should at least reach level 4. Lin Ye's target was the final hidden boss, so a 1-level difference shouldn't be a problem. System notification: Healing Art cooldown is finished. Lin Ye retracted his power. He had prepared meticulously for this day. After all, when the time comes for the enemy to wipe out humanity, one's own level becomes irrelevant. Lin Ye exited the combat state, and his stats returned to their maximum values. He immediately deactivated the effects of Universe Reversal and Purge Art. His level increased to level 2, and all his stats increased accordingly. After receiving 2 free attribute points, he decided to put them all into intelligence. With his ability, Lin Ye could take no damage and continuously regenerate mana, which is why he put all his points into intelligence. This way, after activating Universe Reversal, he can maximize his damage to instantly kill his enemies. Meanwhile, the headmaster was curiously watching Lin Ye's every move. The map showed an area that was forbidden to explore during the school's curriculum. And yet Lin Ye wanted to challenge the hidden boss, the level 5 Shadow Wolf King. This made the headmaster even more suspicious. Impossible. If this kid isn't deliberately seeking death, then his hidden talent must be mythic grade, or perhaps even higher than mythic grade. It's a pity he chose not to reveal his talent. For now, I can only watch the other seeded players. I hope student Lin Ye can make it back alive. A person standing beside him after watching challenged the headmaster, "Haha, old man, you're so worried. Why not make a bet? I'll bet that he can set a new record." "But didn't you say the seeded player was that girl over there?" I feel she's lacking a bit of spark. Her ideas are creative, but her execution is a bit questionable. Sumu's team continued to advance. The moment they saw a wolf, she immediately activated ice condensation art. Everyone was impressed, but then things took a turn. The other wolves became enraged and charged madly towards them. "If we don't run now, we're dead meat." The girl worried as she fled. "Running for my life like this? So much for my goddess image." In that instant, Sumu stopped. "You two get behind me. I'm activating bionic tears followed by ice condensation art." The monsters were wiped out just like that. The headmaster watched and was very impressed, but the hidden figure standing beside him saw it differently. Without combat awareness, talent alone won't help her get far. Meanwhile, with Lin Ye, after easily taking care of a few more monsters, he reached level 3. His current goal is to kill more monsters to reach level 4. A roar echoed out. The young man approached and confirmed it was coming from here. The Shadow Wolf King. The Shadow Wolf King wanders the wolf forest. It has a fierce temperament and will hunt down and destroy any living creature. It sees all the wolves in the entire forest as its subordinates and will follow its command to tear any enemy to shreds. The Shadow Wolf King is a hidden boss mentioned in the textbooks. It's also a forbidden boss, as some talented youths were severely injured while challenging it. Some were even crippled. Since then, it has mercilessly attacked future heroes. This part of the forest was also listed as a forbidden area by the students. Lin Ye hid behind a tree, observing the wild wolves still surrounding the Shadow Wolf King. In reality, they look just like normal animals. Occasionally, they leave to find a convenient spot to do their business. When they're done, they don't necessarily return to the pack immediately, but wander around. The frequency of them leaving is not low. The opportunity to eliminate them one by one was here. Lin Ye appeared like a ghost. In an instant, he inflicted 50 points of reflected damage on a wild wolf, finishing it off and receiving 10 experience points. The troublesome minions were now the best health packs for him. Now he just had to wait for his experience to increase, then he would fight the Shadow Wolf King one-on-one. The Shadow Wolf King had fewer and fewer living subordinates. His level would get higher and higher. Lin Ye continued to wield his weapon, wiping out all the wolves, and his level increased to level 4. After seeing all the surrounding wild wolves get wiped out, the boss finally noticed and confronted Lin Ye. "So you finally noticed. Then let's play a new game." The Shadow Wolf King was no ordinary foe. Its HP was 2,000 out of 2,000, mana 1,000 out of 1,000, attack 500, and defense 200. This terrifying attack stat was 50 times higher than that of a regular wild wolf. A newbie would be beaten to pieces or toyed with until they collapsed from exhaustion. However, Lin Ye had his Shadow Salutation Lance. He spread his arms, ready to receive all of its attacks. Now the more it attacked, the more comfortable Lin Ye felt. "Thanks. My muscles and bones are feeling much more relaxed now." The young man couldn't help but be pleased with himself. As expected of a god-tier talent, its attacks were merely recovery items for him. The more it attacked, the easier it would be to handle. The Shadow Wolf King seemed to be getting tired after attacking for a while, to no effect. The healing art's cooldown was finished. Now it was Lin Ye's turn to make a move. He attacked decisively, causing it to lose a significant amount of health. But it wasn't going to be that easy. The Shadow Wolf King suddenly activated a frenzied attack. It growled, falling into a state of extreme rage. It seems to have figured it out, but unfortunately it's too late. It proceeded to activate Berserk. Normally, if it had its wolf pack surrounding it, it would have been more trouble for Lin Ye. Unfortunately for the wolf, it was now all alone. With the cooldown finished, the Shadow Wolf King's critical hit was instantly reflected back at it. You have successfully defeated the Shadow Wolf King and received 1,000 experience points. Leveled up to level 5. Completed the Wolf Forest Dungeon. Beginning reward summary. You have received 1 low-grade bronze treasure chest because during the entire process of defeating the boss, you did not use any damage-dealing skills. Evaluation score increased to SSS rank. Lin Ye received an additional high-grade silver treasure chest. This was because the reversed healing art is not considered a damage-dealing skill. Otherwise, he would not have been able to get an SSS rank evaluation. After this achievement, a massive announcement board appeared that any student could see. Announcement. A student has cleared the Wolf Forest Dungeon, completed all hidden achievements, and received an SSS rank evaluation. People are dying of curiosity to see who that god-tier player is. Holy cow, didn't we just witness a historic moment? Quick, take a picture for the records. Even the principal couldn't help but be surprised. This is unprecedented, one of a kind. To get an SSS rank evaluation in this dungeon means they completed everything. Hidden achievements. In my memory, only Lin Ye entered the forbidden area. Even the masked person next to the principal was startled. How could this be? One of the requirements for an SSS rank evaluation is to clear the stage without dealing any damage. Clearing a stage alone without dealing damage, what kind of crazy concept is that at this moment? All the other students' achievements were overshadowed. Everyone scrambled to find out the identity of that SSS rank person. Sumu covered her mouth, both amazed and worried. Just getting an A rank evaluation was already extremely dangerous. I don't know what kind of godlike person could pull that off. I wonder how Lin Ye is doing right now. The young man was still completely unaware of what was happening outside. He leisurely and excitedly opened the treasure chest. Activating the high-grade silver treasure chest, received the Divine Aura Therapy skill book. Received 5 free attribute points. Received silver-grade equipment, Shadow Dagger. The Shadow Dagger is an item that increases the wearer's attack attribute by 50 points. Increases armor penetration by 10 points. When attacking an enemy, there is a 5% chance to inflict bleeding status. Divine Aura Therapy Level 1 is an active skill. Use a Divine Aura to bless yourself, restoring 100 HP within a 10-meter radius. It also has a recovery effect that lasts for 10 seconds, restoring 10 HP per second. It consumes 50 mana points and has a 20-second cooldown. Lin Ye still decided to learn it immediately, even though the cooldown seemed a bit long and the mana consumption was quite high. But this is just a minor issue in the early stages. Such a massive burst of AoE damage. This is the strongest ultimate skill for the early game. Combined with the purification skill to offset the cooldown drawback, it has already surpassed even the strongest mage class. Lin Ye planned to sell the dagger to a rich heir to cover his future expenses. He couldn't keep spending his aunt and uncle's money they had already paid for so much for him. He now had 5 free attribute points. These 5 points were the biggest gain for him today. Sources of free attribute points are very rare aside from the 2 free attribute points. When leveling up, the only other way is to challenge special dungeon quests or open hidden treasure chests. If you don't get an S rank or higher on your first clear, you won't receive the attribute rewards. But an SSS rank achievement rewards a whole 5 extra attribute points. The young man decided to put all his free attribute points into intelligence. From now on, I, Lin Ye, will push the limits of the magic system and become the most violent calamity priest. The moment to welcome the hero who performed the miracle arrived. Everyone was excited, thinking it must be the SSS rank pros party. But when only Lin Ye walked out alone, everyone was even more stunned. Sumu, however, had a firm belief that Lin Ye was the one who created this miracle. The purple-haired guy sneered, relying on this piece of trash. Sumu, you're overpraising this guy a little. If I'm not mistaken, he went in alone, right? He probably couldn't do anything and just ran out. Those guys stood there mocking Lin Ye. Unfazed by the chaos around him, he asked, "Are there any students here who chose the assassin class? I got a weapon of pretty decent quality. Does anyone want it?" The guys who were laughing suddenly fell silent after seeing the silver-grade equipment. The other students scrambled wanting to buy it and started bidding. One big spender even offered 50,000. After thinking about it, that price is worthy of the weapon. This is some top-tier gear. Then Lin Ye continued the auction at 50,000, going once, 50,000 going twice, when a much more stylish girl raised the bid to 100,000 alliance coins, leaving everyone speechless since that was an entire family's income. A normal family only makes 10,000 alliance coins. To dare spend 100,000 means a family would have to give up food and drink for 15 straight years. This is truly a sky-high price. Lin Ye had no reason not to complete the transaction, and afterwards other students crowded around him and curiously asked, "What level are you now?" Level 5, everyone realized that Lin Ye was the one who received that SS rank evaluation. The headmaster and the people with him still couldn't believe it. Impossible. No one could have done that. He must have found a party when he entered the dungeon. A rookie student clearing a dungeon by himself and getting an SSS rank evaluation. Does that sound like a story that could possibly be real? The requirement is to clear the monsters alone without taking any damage. Currently, even the professionals at the very top of the pyramid cannot achieve such a feat. The purple-haired guy stood there resentful and unconvinced. As a rookie, I think he just got lucky. Who knows, maybe he used some dirty tricks. How far can a priest get anyway? The headmaster announced that the test was now over. From this day forward, you will no longer be ordinary students, but apprentice professionals with extraordinary powers. In 30 days, you will face the most important moment of your lives. That is the future profession test. Whether you remain a commoner or become a hero of humanity fighting against the demonic tide will all be decided by your performance in this assessment. In the next 30 days, you must use the low-level secret dungeons provided by the school to reach level 10 or higher. Lin Ye pondered this. The profession test must be completed as a party, and one of the most important evaluation criteria is party synergy. But I've already decided on my partner. He turned to look at Su Mu and sighed. Ah, this little girl, always pretending to be so cold and aloof, but she's actually the one I worry about the most. She's clumsy and sincere, easily deceived, and prone to breaking down and revealing her true self, even though she has awakened a very powerful talent. I must protect her from harm. After all, it's a promise I made to her aunt and uncle. I won't let the tragedy of that day happen again. Having made up his mind, he turned to Su Mu and suggested they skip dinner at home and go run a dungeon instead. The place they chose was the Stone Grotto Cave Secret Realm. Level 36, and you can choose the difficulty to enter. It requires a party of about 5 to 10 people. Inside, countless poisonous scorpions inhabit the cave, so you must be careful. Although their attacks aren't fatal, the poison in their tails is very troublesome. There are 2 difficulty levels for this dungeon. On normal, you must give your all to defeat the Poison Scorpion King. On hard difficulty, you must use all your strength to defeat the Poison Scorpion King and be careful not to get poisoned because if the king isn't defeated within a certain amount of time, it will enter a berserk state. Dungeons have selectable difficulty levels, and the higher the difficulty, the stronger the monsters and stricter the clear requirements become. They are more difficult, require more people, and naturally the rewards are more generous. Rookie dungeons usually only have 3 difficulty levels, normal, hard, and nightmare. This dungeon, in its early stages, only has 2 levels, normal and hard. Lin Ye had already made his decision. Su Mu felt a bit scared and hesitant. Even though it's a rookie dungeon, are you suggesting just the 2 of us challenge it as a party? Hard difficulty and you still want to get an SS rank evaluation? Lin Ye insisted that I should just trust him, but the problem is that I don't have confidence in myself. It's not that I don't trust you, it's just that I think not taking any damage will be a bit difficult for me and I'll end up holding you back. Lin Ye casually revealed that there's a way to cheat this dungeon. Cheat? You mean we just ignore the monsters and clear the stage? Yep, the monsters and terrain in this dungeon are fixed. I found some materials left behind by a senior and compiled them a bit. By reconstructing the dungeon's layout based on my calculations, avoiding the monsters is possible. Su Mu was suddenly teary-eyed, thinking to herself, he's truly amazing. It's as if the entire scene is being perfectly recreated inside his head. Actually, I've always known that Lin Ye was hiding his true strength. He's been studying all sorts of dungeons and monsters for a long time, applying various data, and always gets a perfect score on every theory test. Everyone thinks he's just someone who bullies the weak, but I've always believed that he would one day become a hero who saves the earth. The 2 of them then set off into the Stone Cave dungeon. There's so much ice in here and it's really beautiful, but looks can be deceiving. Lin Ye reminded her that this dungeon is much more dangerous than the last one. Suddenly, the system announced that because their party was incomplete, they were being forcibly matched with another team of players. This was unexpected. I can't believe the dungeon can force you to team up with other players, Lin Ye thought to himself. This means we won't just be facing monsters. We'll also have to compete with them. Be careful, Sumu. As the party was being formed, a loud bang erupted. The purple-haired guy was attacked and coughed up blood. To think just one small monster could do that. It could even wipe out our entire party. The danger level of this dungeon is much higher than we imagined. Ahead of us are many level 3 poison scorpions. Their skills are deadly poison, devour and harden. They are scorpion monsters with poisonous tails that will cause anyone they sting to fall into a state of paralysis, making it difficult to move. If stung multiple times, even your heart will be paralyzed. Just as he saw Lin Ye approaching, he shouted, "Hey, Lin Ye, aren't you going to hurry up and help us fight these monsters? Have you forgotten the Academy's mutual support regulations?" Lin Ye, with a couldn't-care-less attitude, coldly replied, "Fend for yourselves." Then he took Sumu's hand and walked away. The other guys could only curse at him. He repeatedly reminded Sumu, "Remember this, the scorpions here are extremely afraid of water, and they are all melee monsters with no ranged attacks whatsoever. Just follow me and listen to my commands. I guarantee you won't get poisoned. Oh, right, one more thing. They are also extremely sensitive to sound." A gigantic scorpion was right in front of them. It started thrashing violently as soon as it saw the intruders. Activating Power Siphon, he instantly drained most of its health. Sumu could only stand there, her jaw dropped in shock. "Is this your innate talent? Does that mean the SSS rank evaluation is a bust? Let's set that aside for now. In order to successfully skip class, the plan is to take a special path, avoiding all the monsters' detection to reach the dungeon's boss. The weak point is on the map where the water-fearing monsters gather. There's a pool of water. This stream causes no harm to the human body. The water is even drinkable." The young man immediately jumped in. He called for Sumu to jump in with him. The girl stared down for a moment, then followed suit. After swimming across the stream, they climbed ashore. Lin Ye picked up a small rock and slammed it on the ground. Everyone else in the dungeon had no idea what was happening as the horde of scorpions, big and small, all started moving in one direction towards Lin Ye. The one in the lead is the level 6 Poison Scorpion King. It's a lurker of gigantic size with colorful patterns that signify its incredibly terrifying venom. If you're hit by its poison, it's instant death. Lin Ye was eagerly taunting it, trying to get it to come closer. "It seems they're so afraid of the water that they don't dare to move." Lin Ye said smugly, "If you don't dare to come up, then it's our turn to shine." Activating Calamity Descent. Poison Scorpions defeated gained 2,000 experience points. The purple-haired guy and his teammates felt their hair stand on end as they witnessed this. How can a priest deal this much magic damage? The poison scorpion we encountered took the full strength of our entire party to barely defeat it. But now it's like a helpless lamb waiting to be slaughtered by his hands. What kind of monster have we run into? Whether they wanted to believe it or not, the person who received the 6th SSS rating was none other than Lin Ye. Sumu provided support by activating her Tears of Life talent, followed by the Frost Art. The relentless attacks were successful, and the system announced the poison scorpion had been eliminated. Received 500 experience points. All poison scorpions have been eliminated. Student Sumu has leveled up to level 4 and received 1 free attribute point for herself. She never thought she would level up so quickly, but it wasn't over yet. Next, the two of them had to face the Poison Scorpion King. As expected, it was highly resistant. Sumu activated her Frost Art, dealing 10 points of damage to the Poison Scorpion King. Just keep attacking like that. But each attack only does 10 points of damage. Is the Poison Scorpion King's defense really that high? What do we do now? If we make a single mistake, I'm afraid we'll be wiped out, Lin Ye reassured her. Don't worry, its weak spot is the center of its abdomen during its second HP phase. We can totally do this. As he said that, he rushed forward. Sumu now had to keep creating footholds. Lin Ye activated Power Plunder. He successfully dealt 150 points of damage to the Poison Scorpion King. It lost too little health. It was really tough. The Scorpion King's eyes turned red as it entered a frenzied state. Lin Ye realized this is the moment. He told Sumu to activate her Frost Art. Only when the Poison Scorpion King uses this attack does it lift its body, exposing the weak spot on its abdomen. Seizing the opportunity, he activated Power Plunder again. A critical hit on its weak spot, dealing 1,000 points of damage to the Poison Scorpion King. Sumu was still in shock at his incredible skill. System announcement: Poison Scorpion King defeated. Received 3,000 experience points. Quarry Cave dungeon cleared. Calculating rewards, all hidden objectives completed. Defeated the Secret Realm's overlord, the Poison Scorpion King. Eliminated all poison scorpions without being poisoned. Rating SSS received 1 gold treasure chest. Free attribute points increased by 5. And just like that, Lin Ye successfully leveled up to level 6. After witnessing this, the other guys were completely convinced their scorn turning into absolute submission. The purple-haired guy and the other two knelt down sobbing. Master Lin Ye, please, great God, you take us with you. We're willing to serve you anywhere. You're not a petty person, are you? While there are few people around, I'll say it. I'm Lord Yi's dog. Lin Ye warned them, you all better keep your mouths shut about what happened today. If you don't, you'll be responsible for the consequences. In the transfer space, Lin Ye decided to open his rewards here, so no one could see. As soon as he opened the treasure chest, he got the growth skill Poison File. Class requirement Mage. He also got gold-grade equipment, the Swiftwind Boots. Silver-grade equipment, Hunter's Greatsword. Silver-grade equipment, Jade Ring. Received 5 free attribute points. Sumu now understood why Lin Ye's stats were so high. Swiftwind Boots level 1, increase agility by 10 points, increase movement speed by 30%, and has the passive effect Ghost Step. Ghost Step helps increase evasion efficiency. Jade Ring level 1 reduces the cooldown of all skills by 10%. Cannot be stacked with the cooldown effects of other equipment. Sumu was still in shock. Oh my God. The drops from a gold treasure chest are this rich. These 2 gold-grade items are top tier right now, but the best treasure is this silver-grade Jade Ring. Even though it's silver-grade, it can reduce cooldowns. A skill like this is practically on par with free attribute points. If put up for auction, it could even fetch 1,000,000 Alliance coins. The Poison File skill book is for mages to use, so he gave it to Sumu. After taking the book, Sumu was a bit embarrassed. A gold-grade poison attribute skill book, but I'm already an ice element user. After choosing an element, a mage can only learn skills of that same element. It's not compatible with skills of other attributes. As soon as she finished speaking, the girl's whole body changed and burst into flames, activating the hidden talent 5 elements Grandmaster talent progress 2 out of 5. Sumu still didn't understand what was happening to her body. 5 elements Grandmaster talent. What's this? I've never heard that learning a new skill could also activate a hidden talent. Lin Ye smiled. Interesting. It seems you'll need more skill books. If you collect enough skills with different attributes as soon as possible, you'll surely get a surprise reward. I think this is another advantage you have over other mages. It will be your trump card. After hearing that, Sumu looked very excited. Now it was time to go outside. Sumu was curious about Lin Ye's methods. Regarding the allocation of his 5 free attribute points, the young man simply said it was his own path and not suitable for Sumu. As they stepped outside, some people started whispering. Oh my God, can a newbie really clear the dungeon outside? That's so terrifying. I'm so scared of these scorpions. The moment they saw Sumu, their eyes lit up with hearts, but right after that, their attention shifted to Lin Ye. Did everyone see the person standing next to the goddess? That's Lin Ye. He's normally plain-looking, but recently there's a rumor that he's the one who single-handedly achieved that soul SSS rank evaluation. Really, no way. Why not? He sold a dagger for 100,000 Alliance coins. You guys didn't know. Just then, a yellow supercar sped over out of nowhere. Old Zhao saw that girl you were talking about from a distance. She's a real stunner, even more appealing than this outdoor dungeon. The moment she saw them, Sumu panicked. In her mind, he was an annoying guy who relied on his family's powerful background to take whatever he wanted, hiring geniuses to clear all sorts of dungeons. His daily hobby was toying with poor female students, which was truly disgusting. Seeing Sumu panicked and trying to leave, he approached her with a suave act, saying, "Classmate, wait a moment. Beautiful, could I have the chance to get to know you? My name is Huang Xiaofeng." He was the sole heir of the Huang Corporation. The moment they saw him, the young men who had been fawning over Sumu felt completely outclassed. He acted all majestic and imposing, as expected, no matter where he went. This young master is the center of attention. Sumu had no choice but to use Lin Ye as a shield. I don't want to get to know you, I have a boyfriend. He glared at Lin Ye with a dark expression while the latter stood frozen awkwardly. Huang Xiaofeng was displeased to see Lin Ye dressed head to toe in cheap clothes, a beautiful flower stuck in a pile of buffalo crap. Just as Huang Xiaofeng was about to make a move, he was hit by a backlash from Lin Ye's skill. Thinking Lin Ye had attacked him, he became even more aggressive. And so this guy activated his Vanguard Warrior skill, launching a palm strike at Lin Ye. The reverse plunder talent made him a victim of his own attack. He took the exact amount of damage he tried to inflict on Lin Ye, causing Huang Xiaofeng to collapse. He cursed Lin Ye for using a despicable trick, looking like a dazed puppy himself. Lin Ye replied with an innocent look. I didn't make a move. Everyone saw that, right? Besides, my class is a priest. At the same time, the crowd erupted in confusion, not understanding what had happened to young Master Huang. Su Mu, however, realized that this was Lin Ye's talent. But still staring daggers at him, he is truly a priest with no damage skills. Young Master Huang was so furious he jumped up and charged at Lambda again. But once again, he ended up falling and getting bruised, writhing in pain. Lambda stood there with a deadpan face, hands in his pockets. I was just testing the reverse effect of the healing spell a bit. Just on a job class user, that is all. It seems that besides damage, the plunder spell can also inflict negative effects on job class users. That guy is pretty weak, huh? I have not even used half my strength. He roared. If you have the guts, let me go. Do you dare to fight a real match using your job class skills? It is not too late to get on your knees and apologize to your daddy right now. The red-haired young man with glasses behind him shouted to stop him using the excuse that job class users cannot use their awakened skills. To fight, but in reality, he was still very curious how a mere priest could instantly and heavily injure Huang Tiupong, a man with iron-like skin and a body full of top-tier equipment. Just what is with this kid? Lambda decided to sell the strategy guide for clearing the SSS rank Stone Grotto Cave for 5,000 Alliance coins on the job class user forum. He figured no one would be foolish enough to refuse. Getting extra free attribute points from the Stone Grotto Cave is an extremely good deal. But the SSS rank conditions restrict team cooperation, so basically not just anyone can do it. Some young people who were struggling inside the cave saw this and became curious, deciding to buy it just to give it a try. Just like that, Lambda kept receiving 5,000 Alliance coins and then another 5,000. 3 minutes later, someone successfully achieved an SSS rank and cleared the dungeon, and this information immediately spread across the forum. I successfully tested it. The big shot is a total pro. Although it took me 2 minutes, it was my first attempt. I could probably do it faster if I watched the clock. Thanks to this, everyone scrambled to spend money for those free attribute points, and Lambda grew richer by the day. Many people cleared the SSS rank dungeon because of it, and they were determined to find the person who made the post. They even wanted to make him their master. Everyone hurry and check out this post. Follow the master poster, and you will get more free attribute points. Tamak, who was just sitting at home confirming orders, had her eyes wide with amazement. This is insane! Another 100 orders already! And just like that, we have 500,000 Alliance coins. Shocking system announcement. The hard difficulty Stone Grotto Cave has been cleared in 1 minute and 30 seconds. Another group was also trying their best to find and investigate the person who posted the guide. Ironically, the post had used a hack to hide the poster's personal information before it was published. But they could roughly trace the IP address to the Jiangcheng Job Class User Academy. They had also heard that some rather interesting things were happening at the academy this year. Meanwhile, Lambda was still rolling in money. A big shot was very interested in his great sword and quickly confirmed the order, but the young man stood firm, not willing to lower the price by even a single cent. He arranged to meet that big shot in front of the school's instance dungeon gate. Tamak was more excited than ever. Lambda, you are rich now. Including the great sword, you have earned nearly 700,000. The young man was not surprised, since it was all part of his plan. The price was reasonable and the content was highly valuable. People even helped me advertise it for free, however we need more instance dungeons. A silver-grade graduation weapon is great equipment for the early stages. But sooner or later it will be replaced. Even with top-of-the-line equipment lacking combat awareness, will only get people hurt during trials. Lambda, the time before the exam is so precious. You always want to become stronger, so why are you wasting precious time creating guides just to make money? Lambda paused for a moment and then smiled. He actually wants to use this money to protect the people he cares about most, because after all, they are the ones who have been protecting him, Lambda, all these years. In his past life, he was an orphan who never knew the warmth of a family. He would even spend 18 hours a day just buried in games. Coming to this world was his greatest stroke of luck. Because 15 years ago, before the demon tide ended, you had parents who gave their lives to protect you. Your disgusting relatives saw you as a prize and wished you would die in that demon tide. That was the only way they could get the inheritance your parents left behind, but at that time your uncle and aunt stepped up and took you home. They treated you like their own son, letting you slowly trust them, and they helped you reclaim the inheritance your parents left, steering you away from any thoughts of revenge. They took care of you with all their heart, and those so-called relatives were taken to court and received their just punishment. If it weren't for them, you wouldn't have been able to attend school with peace of mind, Lin. Ye wouldn't know how much injustice he would have had to endure, so frankly, your desire to get rich and make money now is to repay them. You want to become stronger. You're determined to use your strength to protect the three most important people in your life and not repeat the mistakes of the past. While you were waiting at the school gate, a petite girl came up to start a conversation. This girl's name is Bai Zi. Excuse me, are you the master selling the hunter's greatsword? Lin Ye's face was full of question marks. Are you a student at this school? Could it be that muscular guy I don't accept deals through middlemen? Bai Ji quickly explained, no, that's not it. I'm the actual buyer. It's so embarrassing, my phone just ran out of battery. Master, I'm really the buyer. The young man had originally thought he was texting with some muscular guy. She wields a great sword with a body like that. Could it be this kid was born with monstrous strength and put all her points into strength? The young man no longer had any doubts. All right, confirm the item now. Here are the stats for the hunter's greatsword. Look carefully once it's sold, there are no refunds. After receiving the greatsword and testing it, Bai Ji confirmed this power. It's definitely the real deal, no doubt about it. Master, is this sword really only 80,000? It's silver-tier graduation equipment. It's considered one of the best swords for our grade right now. I've already checked the market prices. A hunter's greatsword should be over 200,000. Lin Ye was exasperated. Didn't your teachers teach you about normal market prices? I've been bad at math since I was a kid. I also don't really have a concept of money. Looks like this girl might be a rich kid. The young man didn't forget to remind her next time you buy something. Remember to check the price carefully so you don't get scammed. After completing the bank transfer, Bai Ji still couldn't believe she had just bought the sword for such a cheap price. After receiving the 80,000, Lin Ye's balance exceeded 1 million. He had become a gold card user and could enjoy the benefits of a gold card. He had just turned around, not yet having a chance to leave. Bai Ji did something unexpected. Suddenly, Lin Ye received a notification. You have been affected by an unknown power and received a special buff attention of the goddess of luck. The young man still didn't understand what was happening and looked quite surprised. Is this your talent? Yes, this is my talent, and it can even be upgraded. So can I join your team, Master? Just by looking at this girl. Lin Ye assessed her. Having an awakened talent that buffs luck is sometimes even rarer than a legendary talent. She doesn't seem to be lying. It seems it's truly a talent that can increase luck. In terms of strategic value, it's practically invincible. The effect of this talent isn't limited by the quality of a chest. When clearing the stage, even a person with poor talent could unlock a mythical grade Yang under the buff's enhancement. Bai Chi had never even revealed this talent to anyone. Although it's that overpowered, there's still a limit. This talent can only be used 3 times a week at most, and each time it can only be used on one person. Lam Da still seriously warned her, don't let others find out. Otherwise, you won't be able to avoid being exploited. After all, people's hearts are treacherous. Bai Chi naively believed him. Is it that scary, sir? Yes, luckily I haven't told anyone. Lam Da continued to act mysterious, saying that Bai Chi's brush was an incredibly rare resource, and once the news leaked, it would cause an uproar. Among the class holders, in order to enjoy her ability, they might even imprison her and rob her of her freedom and future. The naive Bai Chi asked back, but isn't it true that the Class Holders Alliance is the final place we're supposed to end up? The Class Holders Alliance is a large-scale, benevolent organization that leads humanity in the fight against the demonic tides and is spread throughout the world, but it contains many factions. The relationships are tangled and complex, the struggles are fierce, and assassinations happen constantly. The young man bluntly invited Bai Chi to join his team of 5, promising to take care of her completely. The little girl then became very excited. Lam Da had successfully roped a little lowly into his team. Bai Chi had always been insecure because others didn't believe she could be a top player, so they didn't want to team up with her. Lam Da still couldn't believe it at this point. She's so small, yet she's a great sword user. So you just found her? After realizing the girl in front of her was the goddess everyone adores, Sumu Bai, Ji was overjoyed, but in a flash, Sumu looked suspicious and shot Lin Ye a glare. She's so cute, don't tell me that guy Lin Ye saw her and got some bad ideas. To dispel this suspicious atmosphere, the young man decided to invite everyone to dinner, and then they would head to the next dungeon. The 2 girls were very surprised as they hadn't prepared for anything. What dungeon? The next planned destination is the nightmare-level Goblin City. Lin Ye had his own plan. Since all three of them could get free attribute points, he would enter the dungeon alone first. Then he would prepare the attack for everyone. The Nightmare level has the highest difficulty among the Wild Novice dungeons, and its rewards are also the richest. The treasures dropped are guaranteed to be of gold quality or higher. At the same time, the attributes of the monsters inside are greatly enhanced. Even if a full party enters, novice adventurers who aren't careful can easily lose their lives in the dungeon. You could say it's a difficulty level for those who want money but not their lives. After hearing this, Sumu immediately objected to Lin Ye's decision. No way are you trying to get yourself killed. Even if you're very strong, you can't risk challenging a nightmare-level dungeon alone. The young man tried to calm her down. It's okay, don't you trust my abilities? Of course I trust you, but it's still a no in the nightmare-level Goblin dungeon. Even a few high-level adventurers have had accidents, even though it's a dungeon for level 10 and below. But many adventurers above level 10 have been seriously injured there. It's been a long time since any newcomer dared to challenge it. Seeing the two bickering Baiji got scared and tried to back out first. Master, I suddenly remembered. I have something to do. I'll be leaving first. You two can take your time talking. Nothing's even settled and I already have to coax a girl. Don't be so hasty. I know you're worried about me. It was the same with the last dungeon. Let's go home and eat first, okay? Seeing this, the girl Moo temporarily let it go. Fine then. If not, I'll tell your parents Lin Ye himself didn't expect Sumu to react so strongly. At this point, he could only trick her for now and then take the chance to go clear it alone tonight. Sumu understood Lin Ye better than anyone. This young man would never easily listen to anybody. Right now, the internet was buzzing with news about the appearance of a new strongest person. This year, among the newcomers taking the test, it wasn't a rumor. There really was a genius who cleared the entire secret dungeon by himself. A grand feast was waiting. You two have worked hard these past 2 days. Eat some more, the man asked Lin Ye with concern. How did you feel about the trial? Did it go smoothly? Everything went smoothly, sir. Haha, since you were a child, you've always had that drive to become stronger. We all know that once you've made a decision, a team of 10 horses couldn't drag you back. However, don't overdo it. After all, anything can easily break. Seeing his uncle suddenly get so worried and preachy, the young man smiled brightly and asked back, Uncle, did someone tattle on me to you? Seeing this, Sumu eagerly chimed in. That's right, it was the person sitting right in front of you. Dad, why did you have to be so blunt? Sumu's mother then said gently, Your aunt and uncle won't interfere with your plans. We just hope that sometimes you could be like Sumu. Having a healthy and stable life is enough. At this, Lin Ye decided to throw a little shade. Yes, ma'am, I'll learn from Sumu and become a quiet salted fish. But that's about it. In any case, please don't worry, aunt and uncle. I won't do anything beyond my abilities. As soon as he said that, Sumu's father pulled out a bank card and handed it to Lin Ye. Remember, this family will always have your back. The young man immediately refused, saying he had already earned enough money. Seeing this, Sumu's mother pretended to be angry. You'll have a lot of expenses for the exam. If you don't accept this, I'll be upset. He took the bank card, feeling happier than ever, and silently spoke to his parents in his heart. Mom, Dad, do you see this? I'm lucky to have them with me, my new family. I'm living very well now. I want to cherish this hard-earned life even more. For them, I must become stronger than ever before. After everything that happened, it only strengthened the young man's resolve to enter the nightmare-level dungeon. Meanwhile, at Huang Xiaofeng's house, he was an aching wreck after his encounter with Lin Ye. He relentlessly cursed his companion. Damn you, Zhao Kai Huang, you dare stab me in the back. Zhao Kai Huang explained, I was trying to save you back then. I paid that sum for you. If it wasn't for me, you'd be in a hospital right now. Xiaofeng continued to fume, shifting the blame. Like hell, I needed you to save me. You're nothing but a piece of trash anyway. If I had put on all my gear, they wouldn't have been able to lay a finger on me. Fed up with his usual bullying, Zhao Kai Huang had heard enough and turned to leave. Xiaofeng furiously threw a glass of water at Kai Huang and continued to berate him. It's all because of a pathetic coward. Like you that I was so humiliated, some brother you are. Get lost. At his breaking point, Kai Huang spun around, his voice sharp and serious. Stop it! Do you really think just because you're the young master of the Huang Corporation? You can do whatever the hell you want. Uncle Huang asked me to look after you. I never should have agreed. You were getting beaten so badly you pissed your pants to the point your own mother wouldn't recognize you. Oh, but I almost forgot, Xiaofeng. You don't have a mother. After leaving Thiupong, Kai Huang departed in disgust. Huang Thiupong, you have no idea what kind of person you've messed with this time, a rookie who appeared out of nowhere. He could seriously injure you without using any active skills. There are even rumors that he can solo dungeons, and although no one has confirmed it, a mysterious figure has recently risen rapidly, attracting the attention of many powerful groups. By selling dungeon-boosting services and the gold-grade items that drop, students have even formed fan clubs. Historically, what's the probability of two such high-caliber rookies appearing from Jiangtan City? You'll figure it out on your own. Huang stayed behind, still losing his cool. He frantically made a call on his phone. "Help me deal with a guy. Call all your brothers. Get them dressed. If you don't have enough equipment and weapons, just ask me. I'm not short on money. Remember, don't worry if anything happens, I'll handle it. Just teach that little brat who doesn't know his place a lesson. I have to make him understand who's really in charge at Jiangtan Academy." Elsewhere, Lam Da was at the Goblin Dungeon, first floor, the Misty Forest. This Goblin underground city is level 5 to 8 nightmare difficulty. The dungeon maze is home to countless goblins across 5 floors, with their numbers and strength increasing on each floor. If you can't clear the final floor, you must escape as quickly as possible, and if you fail to clear the final floor, you won't receive any items at all. Lambda was fully aware. The Goblin Dungeon is one of the most difficult dungeons at this stage. The time to clear it is quite long, and the requirements are absurd. Even professionals with strong talents don't dare to come here casually. Clearing mobs for gear and free attribute points, but here you can open gold-grade chests or higher. With the luck buff, opening a platinum-grade chest and getting around 10 to 15 free attribute points is not a problem. The gigantic level 5 goblin soldiers finally appeared before him. Lambda's eyes sharpened. It's time to begin. After 5 seconds, monsters will start gathering at the entrance. This time, the main goal is to test the optimized mob-pulling and speed-killing method he developed for the SSS rank requirements of the Goblin Dungeon. Besides defeating the instance boss, you must kill all the monsters without using special props, and the 2 most crucial points are: each floor must not take longer than 10 minutes, and you must clear the dark 5th floor bravely, fighting the ferocious goblins and defeating the hidden boss, the Goblin King. The next 30 seconds will be for speed-killing the goblin soldiers. Lambda's movement speed made it impossible for them to see him clearly to attack. Next would be 2 minutes and 50 seconds to delve into the 1st floor and face the Goblin Captain. The total time would be 3 minutes and 59 seconds. It wasn't much different from Lambda's initial prediction. The moment he stopped, he activated Healing Aura, followed by Calamity. 3 minutes and 59 seconds were up, so he had to clear the 1st floor quickly. System notification: Divine Healing Aura has leveled up to level 2. Lambda, a level 6 priest, was able to clear the 1st floor in under 5 minutes. It seems that this method of pulling all the mobs on the 1st floor together is not a problem at all. Even if the damage output isn't high enough, there are still 5 minutes to boost the output. Just like that. All the monsters on the 2nd floor of the Goblin Dungeon were wiped out. The 3rd and 4th floors were also cleared. Now Lambda was on the 5th floor. The young man used teleport to instantly arrive at the palace. The moment it saw Lambda, the Goblin King became enraged. "Human, how dare you trespass into my domain?" The Goblin King is level 8 with the skill Earthshatter. Dragon Spear, Dive Berserk, and Summon Legion. Lambda was suspicious. He found it strange to enter the boss instance immediately, especially with no minions around. The Goblin King stood up, raised its weapon, and activated Earthshatter, causing the ground to crack. The Lord of the Goblin Dungeon possessed extraordinary strength and terrifying attack power. Its movement speed is a bit slow, but it compensates with sturdy muscles, solid gold armor, and a golden spear with a wide attack range. Thanks to these, it doesn't need to worry about its weakness. Lin Ye was quite surprised that it started with an AoE earth-splitting quake skill. As it charged, he realized he wasn't fast enough and decisively dodged to one side, avoiding its landing spot, then dropped prone to reduce the damage from the shockwave. When it landed, the young man activated the damage reversal skill on the earth-splitting quake, instantly healing 1,521 HP, then continued to reverse the damage from the shockwave. Healing for another 479 HP, the Goblin King became enraged. It lost its composure but still didn't understand what was happening. It kept attacking but lost 200 health instead, as Lin Ye continuously activated the reverse heal technique. Unable to bear the power siphon any longer, the Goblin King activated its strongest attack mode and roared. Lin Ye stood still, spreading his arms to welcome the powerful attack into his body. The Goblin King used the Dragon Spear skill. Skill effect reversed. Your HP is restored by 200 points. Your attack power is temporarily increased by 40 points. The Goblin King used the Pounce skill. Effect reversed. Your HP is restored by 140 points and the knock-up status is removed. By now it realized its skills had absolutely no effect on Lin Ye. The Goblin King entered a berserk state. I have figured out your weakness. O my subjects, hear my command, appear and destroy my enemy. Lin Ye was a little startled. As expected of a nightmare-level secret realm boss truly difficult to deal with. However, now was not the time for his ultimate move. Lin Ye covered the Goblin King's mouth as it continuously roared. Attack this ant directly. Don't use any skills. Make its death a painful one. Since skills are ineffective against you, let's see if you can withstand hundreds of normal attacks. They all scrambled to attack. Lin Ye activated the skill of his Gale Demon Boots and ran at full speed, dodging every attack. A group of goblin archers fired their arrows in unison. Lin Ye, having already calculated the situation, activated his divine artifact. His HP therapy kept ticking and all his wounds healed quickly. The Goblin King was dumbfounded. How can this be? Why can't we kill him, damn you, you human beast? Lin Ye's gaze suddenly sharpened as he looked straight into its face. The Goblin King was confused. What's with that look in your eyes? At this very moment, he decided to activate Reverse Heal and Power Siphon. The Goblin King's HP was drained by 200. Lin Ye activated the skill of his Gale Demon Boots. Once again, Lin Ye just merrily ran off. He left it standing there, fuming and cursing loudly. You cunning human with no fighting spirit, stop right there and face me fair and square in an honorable duel. Lin Ye wanted to make it even angrier, but on second thought, a direct duel was better. The Goblin King was shocked to see Lin Ye use the Divine Artifact's therapy skill. Reversing Calamity Descent to attack them. Impossible. This is the power of my demon god. Why does it appear in the lowly body of a human like you? Lin Ye stood upon the magnificent weapon and declared, I will end this battle. A deafening roar was followed by immediate silence. Lin Ye had successfully wiped out the entire Goblin Legion, receiving 1,000 experience points. A reminder popped up. The Goblin King's HP has dropped sharply with only 1% remaining. It entered a near-death state, all its attributes were greatly reduced, and its will to fight dropped significantly. The Goblin King cried, My life is over, it's really over. Once again, Lin Ye activated Reverse Heal and Power Siphon, finishing it off. The system announced, You have defeated the Goblin King, received 5,000 experience points, you have leveled up to level 7. You have completed the Nightmare-level Goblin Dungeon and have fulfilled all hidden conditions. Your evaluation score is SSS rank. You have received a special effect attention of the Goddess of Luck. The dungeon clearance treasure chest will be upgraded from gold rank to platinum rank. Lin Ye looked very satisfied. It's like a carp turning into a dragon. Baiji's blessing skill is indeed very powerful. It directly upgraded the gold chest to platinum. There were still 20 hours left, more than enough time for Lin Ye to clear the dungeon again after opening the chest. The young man received the platinum rank skill, Holy Light, a Flask of Flames item, 15 free attribute points, and the platinum rank equipment Shimmering Stone, and received the platinum rank skill Miraculous Stars. The Holy Light skill book consumes a certain amount of mana to deal magic damage with an added special divine effect. It is effective against undead and demon-type creatures. The Flame Jar deals 300 points of damage when thrown at an enemy. The Sparkling Stone increases all stats by 20 points. It has an active skill called Sparkle. It recharges one charge every 5 minutes and can store a maximum of 3 charges. Using it consumes 1 charge. It allows you to instantly teleport in a chosen direction up to 10 meters away. The Miraculous Stars skill book consumes a certain amount of mana to summon brilliantly shining stars within a 20-meter radius. It instantly restores 300 HP to all surrounding allies, while also applying a damage reduction effect for 5 seconds that reduces incoming damage by 10%. When firing an arrow, there is a chance to summon a sandstorm, dealing a single instance of earth elemental magic damage to the enemy. It is a specialized weapon for the archer class. And so Lin Ye. In total, he received 2 platinum-tier skill books and 1 platinum-tier piece of equipment. Holy Light also has an attribute that counters certain special types, but we'll skip that for now. The Sparkling Stone has a rare teleportation skill and provides a stat boost, and moreover, Miraculous Stars doesn't just have an area of effect healing ability. It can also grant all allies a damage reduction effect. So after using the Heaven and Earth Reversal talent, it will become an even larger area of effect damage skill. Its instantaneous burst damage will be stronger and the damage reduction effect will be reversed, causing enemies to take increased damage. No matter how tough or thick-skinned the monsters are, they could all be quickly annihilated. A new strategic-level area of effect skill had appeared. He decided to learn the Miraculous Stars skill first. As for Holy Light, it didn't seem that special, so the young man decided that if he couldn't sell it, he would just learn it later. After all, he didn't have that many skills yet. He decided to use the 15 free attribute points he just received and put them into intelligence. A system notification appeared. You have learned the skill Miraculous Stars. Equipped Sparkling Stone. All stats increased by 20. This update was another huge leap for Lin Ye's stat sheet. As his stats skyrocketed, a familiar voice called out from behind him, "Aha, caught you red-handed." The young man feigned innocence, flashing a confident smile as he replied, "What a coincidence." "Are you here for the dungeon too?" Sumu was pretty, but she wasn't stupid. She knew perfectly well that the young man was playing dumb and changing the subject. But the girl didn't forget to ask, "So have you cleared the nightmare-level goblin dungeon already?" "That's right." "Okay, I just had the same idea and wanted to try this dungeon." "I see. Right this way, Your Highness." As the two of them stood before the dungeon entrance, a car pulled up. Huang Xiaofeng had turned the place upside down looking for Lin Ye. "I finally got you. See him, that's the bastard. He's got a face that's just begging to be punched. Take care of him for me." The moment the driver saw Lin Ye, his face went pale. Seeing how terrified he was, Huang Xiaofeng screamed, "Hey, hello, I'm talking to you." The driver clutched his head in a panic. "No way, that guy is too terrifying. I can't do it, sir." Xiaofeng stood up angrily. "I knew it. You useless students are completely worthless." Luckily, I came prepared. Meanwhile, after returning home, Lin Ye sat back down at his computer. He listed a series of items he'd collected from the dungeon for sale. The items included Holy Light and the Sandstorm Bow. S-rank strategy for the Nightmare Difficulty Goblin Dungeon requires 8,000 Alliance credits to unlock. The moment it hit the forums, everyone went crazy. Holy crap, the big shot is back again. Soloing Nightmare Difficulty and guaranteeing an A to S rank. I'm not seeing things, am I? Big shot, can you carry me next time? I've never even cleared Nightmare Difficulty before. I've been desperate for free attribute points forever. The strategy for grouping mobs in the first stage alone takes me up to 7 minutes. Look at his clear time, everyone. It's 4.5 minutes. That's it. I'm done talking. I'm going to try it right now. Just how precise is this skill of adjusting the goblin's aggro range? And you also have to perfectly time your skill cooldowns to maximize damage. If you can't kill the mobs, it's a total waste. My God, they call it Nightmare Difficulty, but that he really did sell the Hunter's Greatsword. As for the God-tier player's incredible calculations, his theoretical knowledge must be maxed out, but Lin Ye's actual performance is just average. There were tons of comments marveling at Lin Ye's abilities, but he remained anonymous. The only thing they knew him by was the title Big Shot. Suddenly, a public post appeared accompanied by 3 photos. The poster was none other than Lin Ye, a student from the Professional Academy, the strongest candidate in this year's exam, rumored to be the one who sold the Hunter's Greatsword and the only person to solo clear a dungeon with an SSS rank. After the 3 photos capturing the moment Lin Ye entered the dungeon were posted, the keyboard warriors went into an uproar. Is this fake news or what? What do these 3 pictures prove? Fine for the novice dungeon, maybe. But the Rock Cave and the Nightmare Difficulty Goblin Dungeon. You're telling me a student can solo clear those? I'm dying of laughter. This doesn't seem right at all. After Lin Ye awakened his talent, he has remained very mysterious. Nobody knows what his talent is, and on top of that, he chose the priest class. That's why I remember him so clearly. The only thing that can be proven is he really sold the Hunter's Greatsword. As for the Master's incredible calculation abilities, his theoretical knowledge should definitely get full marks, but Lin Ye's actual grades were quite average. I agree with the comment above. He just looks like a normal student. You shouldn't make a flawed comparison with high-level professionals who can memorize monster perception ranges. Combine it with the dungeon's terrain and then use precise calculations to determine the true aggro range, right? If Lin Ye is really a priest, then the poster definitely can't be him. A priest who doesn't need a cleansing skill like Holy Light and is selling it instead. Regardless of what they were discussing, the only thing Lin Ye cared about was his account balance was constantly increasing. Furthermore, he received a purchase request for Holy Light for 100,000 Alliance credits and a purchase request for the Stormbow for 150,000 Alliance credits. There was no reason not to sell them. Just like that, his ATM account sent a notification. Dear gold card holder of Fortune Bank, You have received 500,000 alliance credits, bringing your total balance to 1,500,000 alliance credits. This figure of 500,000 was actually better than he had imagined. Perhaps this was because it was a no-damage, clear strategy aside from the boss stage, but other than Lin Ye, no one else could pull it off. No one would dare buy the strategy guides he made, but that was fine. Nightmare difficulty dungeons were still a quality breakthrough for his own gear and stats. Making money was just a necessary bonus. The koi effect would only last for another 15 hours. The young man decided to rest for a bit to recover his spirits and then continue on to the next dungeon. Lin Ye stood up, cracked his knuckles, and went for a run using training as his form of rest. Might as well strengthen my body a little. The moon is high and the sky is pitch black as I run across a bridge where everyone seems to be in pairs except for Lin Ye. His heart remains unshaken amidst a world of constant change, running at full speed to train his body. When a car with 2 bright headlights rushes towards him, he immediately recognizes the person inside. It's Huang Xiaofeng. He suddenly acts all cheerful and friendly, then invites him. Wow, what a coincidence, Lin Ye. Get in the car. I'll take you somewhere. Lin Ye replies with a cold and indifferent face. Zhao Kai. Didn't Huang make it clear to you that you shouldn't come and provoke me anymore? I don't like trouble, but that doesn't mean I'm afraid of it. Huang Xiaofeng gets out of the car looking aggrieved and says, Don't you mention that treacherous bastard's name again? A burly man in armor in the car gets straight to the point. Cut the crap, the young master wants to duel you. If you agree, then get in. Ha-ha, Lin Ye's entire family. You can forget about living in peace. He was originally going to tolerate them, but they deliberately brought up his family, the 2 most sensitive words to Lin Ye. He lets out a smirk. So you've already found my home address. Fine. I hope you act a bit more like a gentleman, don't lose, and then start crying for someone else to save you. Hearing this, Huang Xiao gets all worked up. Don't you dare slander me after this taunt. Huang Xiaofeng flies into a rage, turning back to tell his men in a bit, None of you are to interfere. I want to fight him one-on-one. The bodyguard looks worried and anxious, huh? Young Master Huang, what if you can't beat him? It seems even his own men don't trust him. The young master goes crazy again. Shut up. The gear I'm wearing is something that poor wretch couldn't afford even if he worked his whole life. How could I possibly lose? Now get lost, you hear me? Lin Ye confirmed it, so he didn't just bring backup. After all that blustering, he immediately turns to whisper to his bodyguard, stick to the original plan. Lin Ye had already gotten in the car at some point. Whatever you're doing, hurry up. However many people you have, just bring them all. It doesn't matter. I'm busy and don't want to waste time. Huang Xiaofeng turns back to threaten you. Just wait. You'll regret this in a moment. I'll make you crawl like a snake. Although Lin Ye doesn't say it, he knows his intention, he thinks to himself, and I will make you wish you were dead. The car speeds straight to a desolate mountain forest upon arrival. Hundreds of men are already waiting, filling the entire forest. The moment they see Huang Xiaofeng, they greet him in unison. Yes, boss. Far from being scared, Lin Ye actually looks excited by this level of investment. So many people came. Nice, let's hurry up. Do you want a solo fight or a group beatdown? Huang Xiao declares a solo fight, of course. This solo is a bit strange. It's all of us soloing you alone. He starts to pull out his diamond-grade equipment, the Wind Shadow Sword to Lin Ye. It makes no difference at all. To him, Huang Xiao is just a brat. Instantly, he orders his underlings to charge and fight Lin Ye. He stands still, unequipping his weapon. With superhuman speed, he backflips to dodge the attack. At this speed, they are all frozen in place. What's happening? His speed value is too high. They continue to charge forward. Huang Xiao's main bodyguard activates Assault Slash, assessing the situation. Lin Ye sighs, does having more people make you stronger? Looks like I'll have to use my reverse talent after all. A loud boom erupts, and they are already laughing smugly. Ha ha ha, you little punk, this is all you've got. The moment they open their eyes wide to look, their jaws drop. The bodyguard, who had just used Assault Slash, had his own attack turned against him. He collapses, continuously spitting blood. What kind of technique is this? He clearly didn't even activate an attack, yet his bizarre ability shattered the defense of our gold-tier equipment. The underlings rushed over. Boss, are you all right? The guard struggled to his feet again. I'm still perfectly fine. Ignore that brat's weird moves. He's just a priest. There are so many of us, and we're all decked out in gold-tier equipment. Let's attack together and blow him away. They surrounded Lin Ye from all sides, one activating Flashing Steel Fist, another activating Flying Fierce Flame Cannon, and then Thousand Leaves Heavy Bloom. Lin Ye remained unfazed, a gentle smile on his face. Before saying goodbye to them, he decided to use the skill 1 for the star's divine reversal. They all became tense and confused. Massive chains flew out, activating the skill Hell's Descent. All of them were bound tightly by the iron chains and thrown aside. In an instant, they had all fallen. Impossible. How could we be wiped out in the blink of an eye like that? That useless Huang Xiaofeng hadn't lifted a finger, and now he's showing off. Relying on money is better than relying on others. He pulled out a full set of equipment to flex. This is the masterpiece I bought at Seller Buy's auction diamond tier equipment that cost me 10 million. It increases my stats by 100 and has no level requirement. After this flex, only the underlings who just got beaten were wide-eyed with admiration. Seller Buy, that's the top auction house in all of Huaxia. Just the entry ticket alone is worth hundreds of millions. With financial power like this, as expected of the sole heir to the Huang Corporation, that set of equipment must be a world-class rare treasure of legendary grade. He arrogantly declared that this time he would make Lin Ye kneel at his feet, sounding very confident that he would win. He even condescendingly assumed that Lin Ye was already scared. What a weakling. He stepped over the bodies of the guys Lin Ye just thrashed. If you beg for forgiveness now, it's not too late. Lin Ye found his words grating. A flashy exterior with nothing inside. No matter how strong your equipment is, it can't carry a weakling. You're the weak one. You can't win. Hearing this, Huang Xiao was enraged. Then you can go meet your ancestors. He activated Wind Shadow Pierce and charged straight at Lin Ye. He immediately used Flash Step to dodge it instantly. The guard below watched still in shock. What? No, that's not right. I don't know what kind of move he used. But how could he take down all the brothers in gold tier equipment? How can his damage be that high? How on earth did he do it? Even stranger, for a moment I had a feeling that kid wasn't human anymore. Just like that thing that appeared during the Demon Tide back then. Huang Xiao was overwhelmed by Lin Ye's incredible speed. He was out of breath just trying to keep up. Impossible. Did you put all your attribute points into speed? My stats were clearly boosted by this awesome suit. If I just hit you, you'll definitely die, Lin Ye. While having some fun and teasing him a bit, your base stats are just too low, which is why you can't land a hit. My turn now, isn't it? First, let's find your weakness. Lin Ye activates Reverse Technique. Power Plunder is successful. Dealing 1,000 points of damage, it damages the target's armor and renders it ineffective, increasing all attributes of the diamond-grade equipment. Young Master Huang still doesn't understand what's happening. Tisk, the diamond-grade equipment set is shattered. He enters a state of extreme rage, activating Charge Slash, followed by the 3 forms of Army Sweeping Slash. He used every single skill he had. Lin Ye leaped up high, clearly just toying with him. Young Master Huang was in too much pain to catch up, only able to scream, "Stand still for me." Immediately after, he was losing health rapidly, his entire body in unbearable pain, only able to cry out, it hurts so much. What kind of weird move did you use on me? Lin Ye didn't hide a thing. For a useless type like you with no combat skills, even my normal attack is enough to pierce your defense. You might as well surrender now. Just sign the agreement. It clearly states I, Young Master Huang Feng, voluntarily gift my diamond equipment set to my classmate Lin Ye to express my sincere apology and promise that I will never repeat my past wrongdoings. What about it? After hearing this, Young Master Huang jumped up agitatedly. Damn you in your dreams. Don't even think about it. Just as he finished speaking, Lin Ye's skill cooldown was over. And just like that, his ridiculously expensive defensive gear was gone. Young Master Huang refused to accept it. Clenching his fists, he charged forward recklessly. You dog, you dare threaten me. Eat this! He activated Pegasus Meteor Burst. There was a massive explosion and he gloated, thinking he had won. Ha 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 ha, you trash, are you still alive? Just then, Lin Ye emerged majestically from the sea of smoke, using healing technique to completely heal his wounds. His bones were regenerating while that young Master Huang was done for. With his armor set gone, he was left naked in broad daylight. At this point, the coward could only resort to bringing up his parents as a threat. You're disgusting, Lin Ye. Don't you dare touch me! If you touch me, I'll tell my dad won't spare you! Lin Ye looked at him with disdain. He hated useless types who only knew how to use their family to threaten others. That's why he decided to let him have another taste of reversed healing technique and power plunder. Don't worry, your health is still full. Let's continue. Another huge explosion. Young Master Huang struggled, seemingly unable to resist any longer, but Lin Ye wasn't done yet. He continued to beat him to a pulp with his fists. The bodyguard and the few remaining lackeys could only watch and mutter, Is this torture, boss? Is the person we're messing with really a priest? Calamity's Descent is activated. A bolt of lightning struck young Master Huang's position. The bodyguard outside clutched his head in panic. Young Master Huang isn't really dead, is he? A hidden camera was recording the entire event and even broadcasting it like a mini-game. The live stream viewers went crazy. What is this? What's the scoop today, paparazzi? Isn't that the famous rich young master Huang? Who's the person opposite him? There are so many gangsters here. Are they trying to silence someone? That mage is so strong. Where did Huang get the guts to fight him? The dialogue between Huang and Lin Ye. It was all clearly recorded. The keyboard warriors are furious with young Master Huang's insolence. My God, Huang is so hard to listen to. I can't believe he's so ill-mannered. No wonder he was acting so smug. So that's what was really going on. How much must that set of equipment have cost? I hate this guy. Breaking news. Hot update, arrogant young master who bullies people with his power runs into a tough nut. A skilled pro player completely turns the tables and demolishes him. They were amazed that the one who took down young Master Huang was none other than a priest, and one who could both heal and attack. At that, they started to gossip about Lambda. What kind of talent does this priest have to be able to instantly shred a warrior's unlimited diamond equipment? Someone find out who this god-tier player is. I want to be his apprentice. A few youths watching recognized a familiar face. What's going on? He looks so much like my classmate. Are you from the Jiangtan Professional Academy? We could be talking about the same person. I heard they had a conflict a few days ago. It seems Huang tried to hit on my goddess but failed. That's right, I remember that person is a priest. How is this not important? This guy? First, he was beaten by the leaflet guy in the dungeon clear 2 days ago, and now this whole mess has made Huang furious. He must have awakened some kind of top-tier talent. Didn't someone leak before that the login IP of the god-tier player selling SSS rank equipment and skills was from Jiangtan City? Right. Although this god-tier player set 6 dungeon records, the dungeon level is not the same scale as the professional level. Moreover, his transactions have been screenshotted before. The students at your school must have recognized him too, right? At home, Bok-chi held her phone and trembled. It's not Lambda. I've bought equipment from that pro player before. He's very humble. Everyone, please, stop spreading rumors. But the more people talked, the more they felt like someone was trying to hide the truth. It seems this is real news after all. Bok-chi had intended to cover for him, but failed. What do I do now? The pro player won't be able to hide his identity anymore. There will definitely be many stronger people wanting to team up with the pro player. Now, does this mean I won't have a chance to ride his coattails anymore? Instantly, a fandom was created for Lambda. Pro player Lambda is invincible. He can heal. He can deal damage, he can tank, he can even restore mana and pull aggro. He's both a support and a carry, filling 3 roles. Truly, a god has descended. Everyone unanimously turned to criticize Huang Thiufeng. People like Huang Thiufeng are truly disgusting. He puts on an act in front of girls, but in reality only relies on his daddy. He even called people to gang up on a classmate. He must be arrested and punished. The young master of the Huang Thi group looks down on commoners like us. But he met a real tough guy and got crushed. Look at how arrogant he was. He's actually just a useless bum who relies on money. It's not just money. His father is Huang Tiante, a high-ranking official in the professional league. He'll definitely rely on his dad to get into the league later. How can the professional league have scum like this? Get in how everyone started cursing the entire Huang family like father, like son. Take them down. The Huang Thai group is trash and deserves to go bankrupt. Letting them in would be a disgrace. The professional league must give us an answer, a proper one because of this broadcast. And so the market value of the Huang Thi Group's stock evaporated. Hackers launched a large-scale attack, all because the chairman's son bullied a classmate. Su Mu at home was watching the broadcast and looked very indignant. That Huang Xiaofeng is just too much, Mom-Dad. We absolutely have to teach them a lesson. The father sighed. Su Mu, we can't do that, dear. The mother also spoke up. That kid has a bad character and is walking a wicked path. He'll naturally face retribution. But if every time something happens, you use privileges that aren't yours to suppress others, you will definitely never become an elite professional. Su Mu still looked worried, afraid that if they intervened, it would cause little Ye to become someone like Huang Xiaofeng. Su Mu's parents placed 100% of their faith in Lin Ye. That boy will be able to handle it just fine on his own. Elsewhere, a white-haired man was still monitoring Lin Ye's every move and expressed his satisfaction. He hasn't even taken the placement test yet. As expected, he's very impressive. His awakened talent must be legendary grade or higher right. Choosing to be a priest is like using a butcher's cleaver on a chicken. A once-in-a-century genius like this. Surely we can grant him special admission directly into the Professionals League. What do you all think about admitting Lin Ye into the league? There was no reason for them to disagree. We agree wholeheartedly for the sake of global stability, a person like this. Must be inducted into the league as soon as possible. So, old Huang, why are you still here? Don't you need your son anymore? A man holding a coffee cup laughed heartily. Ha ha ha, actually this isn't a big problem for Minister Huang. It could even be considered an opportunity. Why not seize it? Huang Xiaofeng's father, Huang Tianqi, chairman of the Huang Corporation and minister of the league's branch, spoke calmly. I am still at the company handling work. I have already planned the compensation for Mr. Lin Ye. As a father who has failed in his duties, I am very sorry for my son's actions. I have sent a representative to the scene. Rest assured, everyone, I will handle this matter with the utmost seriousness. So please wait a moment. Just as Lin Ye was about to act again, a helicopter approached. Lin Ye, please be lenient. Chairman Huang wishes to speak with you. The son who had just been beaten to a pulp, seeing his father's men arrive, became smug. My dad's here, you're dead meat now, Lin Ye calmly asked. What is it does Chairman Huang want to pressure me? Then he can come here himself. The man bowed his head and held out a phone. It's not like that, sir. The Huang family is prepared to compensate for Huang Xiaofeng's actions. Mr. Huang wants to apologize to you personally. This decision made Huang Xiaofeng, his teeth freshly broken, gape in disbelief. What the hell? Why should we bow our heads to this dirt-poor nobody? Wait, what did you just say? My father wants to apologize to him. What kind of nonsense are you talking about? Lin Ye ignored his frantic outburst and took the phone. A moment later, the chairman of the Huang Corporation's voice came through. Hello, young man. You must be Lin Ye, correct? I have kept you waiting. I am Huang Xiaofeng's father. Everything he has done is a result of my failure to raise him properly. I am truly sorry for causing you such great trouble. A mere verbal apology cannot make up for my son's mistake. I want to meet you in person to apologize and compensate you for the loss of your equipment and items, as long as it is within my power. As for Huang Xiaofeng, I hope you can hand him over to me, Zhao Kai Huang. I will surely discipline him strictly with family rules. Seeing such a sincere attitude, Lin Ye did not want to make things difficult and immediately agreed. However, it did not end there. The young man smiled brightly and began negotiating the specific terms of compensation. I want 3 sets of unrestricted diamond-tier equipment, 1 for a priest, 1 for a mage, and 1 for a swordsman. Additionally, I want 5 million alliance currency. Can you do that? After hearing this, Zhao Kai Huang's jaw dropped. What in the world did I just hear? 3 sets of unrestricted diamond-tier equipment for different classes. Zhao Kai Huang feared that would be difficult to find in the entire country. The chairman of the Huang group replied unrestricted diamond-tier equipment is possible. But if you need 3 sets, you might have to wait a few days. We do not have them on hand at the moment. Rest assured, I will arrange for people to specifically run secret realms and clear instances. The Alliance is also willing to provide resources and assistance. As Huang Xiaofeng was put on the helicopter, everyone looked at this useless brat with anger. How infuriating having to clean up your mess again, Zhao Kai Huang was startled. When his special glasses suddenly detected an electronic device, he immediately walked over to the camera, leaned in close, and explained, "Thank you everyone for watching. Chairman Huang has personally come to apologize and negotiate the specific compensation. Please tune in to the stream on the official Alliance channel tomorrow. Thank you." Lin Ye's heart skipped a beat. He never expected the Alliance to be paying attention to him already. He worried that they had discovered his extraordinary talent, but it did not end there as Chairman Huang continued the negotiation. In addition, I can give you all the secret realm resources around Jiang City, excluding a portion of the rare ones. That is a total of 50 secret realms. After all, Jiang City is not mine alone. There are many factions and deep waters here. Lin Ye felt that 1 month was more than enough. Zhao Kai Huang Shock Part 2. Clearing 50 secret realms in 1 month. Is that something a new professional can do? The negotiations were considered concluded. Tomorrow evening, bring your teammates. I will treat you to a meal. As for the public opinion online, before Chairman Huang could finish his sentence, Lin Ye understood his meaning and said he would set the record straight during dinner tomorrow and that Chairman Huang could live stream it. This thought quite surprised the chairman. I cannot believe he is already able to think things through to this degree. Truly astonishing. His future is bound to be limitless and outstanding genius. After ending the video call, Lin Ye said to Zhao Kai Huang, out of respect for your and Huang Tianqi's attitude, I will let it slide today, but 3 strikes and you are out. I understand. The Huang family is a bit complicated and extreme circumstances can make people extreme. Lin Ye showed his disinterest. I have no intention of prying into your family's business, Chairman Huang. It is best not to speak too much when acquaintances are new. The next day, they met at the 5-star Jade Orchid restaurant. This was the first officially recognized 5-star restaurant in Jiang City. It has always received excellent reviews with master chefs from all over the world. The restaurant's hallmark is its extreme focus on the customer experience, whether for a single diner or a large group. You are given your own private room, which comes with a dedicated service team on call at any moment. This ensures you never miss the perfect time to enjoy the exquisite food. Most importantly, regardless of one's status. Even if you only order the restaurant's cheapest dish, the golden egg fried rice, you still receive the supreme VIP treatment. Sumu still felt uneasy and reminded Lin Ye. Even though Huang Tianqi personally apologized to you on the stream, you still need to be careful at this banquet. In reality, Lin Ye already knew what the others were thinking. Huang Tianqi's solemn apology was only because he saw his potential and wanted to build a connection with him early on. As soon as Lin Ye arrived, he was invited into the reserved room. The moment they got there, Huang Tianqi seemed very enthusiastic. You two must be Sumu and Baiji, right? Please have a seat. The three of you, please allow me to apologize for my son's actions towards you. It's because I failed to teach him how to properly conduct himself that he committed such a malicious act of harassment. Sumu and Baiji were very surprised by this attitude, which was the complete opposite of what they had expected. He didn't try to intimidate or act superior. He was even cordial, friendly, humble, and reasonable. Is Huang Xiaofeng's father, the top figure in Jiangcheng, really this kind of person? Loving parents will always think long-term for their children. The esteemed chairman of the Huang group didn't hesitate to humble himself before others. Therefore, Lin Ye didn't mind Chairman Huang's sincerity. I understand. If Huang Xiaofeng can recognize his mistake and learn from it, I won't dwell on the past anymore. The two shook hands as a sign of reconciliation. Boss, the items have been brought over. Should I take them out for them to see now? Yes, show them. It was the diamond-grade equipment that Lin Ye had requested. The name of this equipment set is the Demon Emperor's Regalia. It is a 4-piece diamond quality set whose effect is to recover from damage received. The cooldown is 10 seconds, and it specially enhances self-healing effects by 50%, as expected of a diamond-grade equipment set. It also conveniently doesn't conflict with the individual pieces Lin Ye is currently using. It seems to be a simple and brute force way to add health and survivability, but in reality, if you do the math, the reverse damage is effectively doubled. Lin Ye expressed that he was very satisfied. Baiji was still overwhelmed by the equipment sets in front of her. Sumu thought a 4-piece diamond-grade equipment set with no level restriction, and he just handed over 3 sets at once. Even with the Huang family's wealth, this is definitely not just for saving face. This is a truly significant investment. The equipment is excellent. Thank you, Uncle Huang. We will gratefully accept them. The entire event was being live-streamed, and people started buzzing with discussion about Huang Tianji's actions. This is the top figure in Jiangcheng, the big boss behind the Huang group. And yet he's treating a newcomer like Lin Ye with such high regard. So what if he's a big shot? It is because he didn't raise his son properly that he messed with a tough guy like the great god. That's right. If his apology wasn't sincere and the compensation wasn't enough for the great Lin Ye, we would have flamed the Huang family into oblivion. But since the great god said he's letting it go, then let's just leave. They decided to withdraw and stop the discussion while Lin Ye's group was still enjoying their delicious meal. Today's matter was considered settled. Huang Tianji even offered to escort Lin Ye out because reporters had surrounded the place. The moment Lin Ye stepped outside, a crowd of reporters swarmed him, taking pictures non-stop. I heard the talent you awakened is reverse heal and that you can solo any dungeon with it. Excuse me, is that true? Lin Ye, excuse me, is it true that you soloed the novice dungeon and achieved an SSS rank evaluation? Please answer us. No professional has ever been able to do that alone. Excuse me, are you the anonymous great god on the professionals forum? Despite facing hundreds of questions and flashing lights, Lin Ye remained unfazed amidst the chaos, walking past coldly without bothering to answer. This is Huang Xiaofeng's room. After the fight, he was completely exhausted. His entire body was bandaged, disheveled, and he looked no different than a stray dog. At the same time, a dark black aura continuously radiated from around him.